All right, so for today, we're kind of carrying on with what we did last time in class with the different short stories and finding the different elements within a story. And we talked about how, so this is what we did last time in class. We had the character notes on page 37 in our resource, and then we also did our conflict notes on page 36. In order to have a conflict in a story, you need to make sure that it's about something about a character wanting something, but something's in the way. You can't just say, like, for instance, I use the example of, I want ice cream. Me wanting ice cream is not a conflict. To make that into a conflict, I have to say what's in the way of getting that ice cream. So I could say, I want ice cream, but the ice cream dispenser is broken. Or I want ice cream, but I'm in the middle of teaching. So there has to be something that is in the way to make that a conflict. Okay, so if you're looking on page 37, you kind of, I'll zoom in here for you. But conflict of a story, it's like this. Character wants or doesn't want something, but this is in the way. So you want to make sure that you have the word but in your conflict, because that's what actually makes it a conflict, not just somebody wanting something, because that's just part of the conflict. You need to say what is in the way, because that creates it to be a conflict. Okay? All right. So we end up doing that, but then we're going to set that to the side. And then in our sandbox, and if you do not have your sandbox, you can just put this on a separate sheet of paper. And we can do this a little bit later, or we'll tape it in there later. Okay? So you're going to go to the one that says a little bit brave. We did this last class. We're going to do perfect today. This is what we ended up doing in class together. But before we do that, I'm going to read the book to you. So, and I'm also going to kind of talk out loud with what I'm thinking and that kind of stuff. So I'll show you what I ended up writing down in my notebook, and you're going to have to do the same here in a little bit. But this is perfect. And I'm going to read this book to you. I might stop and kind of talk about what's going on. And because, again, when you're reading a fiction story, you want to focus on characters, setting, conflict, and theme, because all of those are helping the story to become a story. Okay? So, perfect. This page is perfectly clean, just the way I like it and just the way it's going to stay. Squiggles be gone, and smudges. And you too. All right, so right now, and again, I'm going to show you the completed version here, but what we did in class is we talked about that we know some of the characters. I'm going to kind of close this off for a minute so you can kind of see. But characters, we had the eraser and we had the pencil. So he's kind of a clean freak. He's kind of OCD. The pencil is fun. There's a white page. There's drawings happening for the setting. And so then the conflict kind of gets down to the eraser wants a clean page, but the pencil keeps drawing it on it. So there's lots of things that are happening here. So I want to make sure that I'm noticing that, and I notice the different characters. I notice the setting, and then I'm taking note of those. Okay? All right, so no pencil can mess with me. Hey! No pencil can mess with me. Something to pay attention to on here is, like, I know there's not like a whole lot of words on here, but authors can also use images to also kind of create that character and who they are and how they are. So having his tongue stuck out here and doing that, he's kind of being ornery a little bit. Get back here. It's running through, erasing that. But then I realized that as soon as the pencil runs away, there's all sorts of stuff. Now he has all this stuff to erase, and the pencil's just having a really good fun time. There he is, all sorts of stuff. The erasers had it. He's getting kind of beat up, you can see. Comes down here. Again, look at the facial expressions. He's like not very happy anymore. He's kind of angry, mad, frustrated, that kind of stuff. So you can add that to your character part there for the eraser. Look at this mess. It's everywhere. Seriously, everywhere. That's it. Prepare to disappear. Uh-oh. All right, so he's really frustrated. And then we're going to see what's going to happen here. Is the pencil has like, yeah, I'm going to just go ahead and do this. So he adds all this, and then this guy taking advantage of all that, and he's running away, but then he realizes that he runs into this like dark forest. You can look on here, the expression on his face. He's like, oh my gosh. And again, the pencil smiling up there. There he is. I'll never be able to fix all this. He gets super angry. He throws himself on the ground, on the paper, and he's just like throwing a tantrum. But what's interesting, his expression starts to change. Not bad. So here he's kind of gotten through this. He's kind of happy. Or intrigued at least. So we're kind of looking at the theme here a little bit too, in the sense of like maybe being messy is not that bad, or trying something new, that kind of thing. Could be something that could be a theme. So he keeps going. Here I go. He drew a planet, a little rocket going all over. He's having a whole lot of fun. Again, his facial expression saying a lot of things to us. Eat my dust. Woohoo! Poof. See, no pencil can mess with me. Perfectly clean. But you see, his expressions change. So he's like, yes, this is great. But wait a minute. He's not having any fun anymore. So again, this whole like, it's okay to kind of go out of your comfort zone. That could be like the theme. Just kind of interesting to look at that. Okay, so we get here and he goes like, hey! And there they are back together, smiling. And then it'll eventually spell perfect. Okay, so when we did this together as a class, we kind of talked about that. We talked about how the eraser kind of went from clean freak, OCD, confident, mad, frustrated, and he ended happy. So that again tells me that he's the dynamic character. Pencil was just having fun. There wasn't really a whole lot with Pencil. It was just a flat character. And then we have, well, I guess not flat. I don't know. Anyways, so we have setting, and it's a white page. There's drawings that are obviously happening. The conflict ends up not being in conflict anymore because he realizes, you know what, it's okay if the pencil draws on the paper because then I get to draw. So kind of a neat thing. And then theme. This is something I want to talk to you about, is that in your resource notebook, I'm going to show you this. If you ever get to a point where you're like kind of struggling to find what the theme is, like, you know, the topic, because I feel like a lot of the topic for this one too was friendship. And so you could go to your resource notebook, and on page 74 and 75, you have topic versus theme. So topic can help you. It's a single word, and it's going to help you because it's going to have different themes that kind of go underneath that topic. So I feel like a lot of this was friendship, because at first the pencil and the eraser were not friends. But then towards the end, I feel like that was the bigger case there. So if I look at kindness and friendship, and underneath it, there's lots of different themes here that I can choose from. And so I can read these different ones and just kind of see, treat others as you want to be treated. Actions speak louder than words. Sometimes friends come and go from our lives as we grow and change. Friends are friends forever. Sometimes friendship finds us in the strangest ways. And so from looking at those, I feel like that bottom one kind of speaks more to what this theme is for this particular book, because they ended up being like really good friends, even though they were really like, well, at least the eraser was not having fun before. Okay. So I put that down here for a possible theme on that. Okay. So again, when we're doing fiction stories, we want to focus on character, setting, conflict, and theme. And being able to process that out and put things out on paper in the sense of what the book was talking about is very helpful for you to understand how the story continues to keep going. Okay? So again, if you don't have your sandbox, you should just be writing this on a separate sheet of paper, and then you're going to take a picture of it and you're going to send it to me so I can put it in the grade book. If I don't get that picture, it'll go in as missing. But before you do all that, I am going to have you do one more of these, except for it's going to be within video. So it's still a short story, but it's going to be within video. And it's one that we've already watched. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right. So you're going to go ahead and make another box like this. It's going to be for Snack Attack. And again, you guys have watched this before, which if you don't remember it, you'll remember it here in a little bit. But you want to set up your area like this, because again, you're going to find characters. You're going to talk about the setting, the conflict, the theme. And you're going to basically make this one for Snack Attack look like the other two that you already have. So you're kind of doing one on your own, essentially. So we did these two together, and you're going to do this one on your own. Okay? All right, so make sure that's set up. If you need to pause at any point, you can do so. Otherwise, I'm going to show you how to go find that video. All right, so what you're going to do is, in class, I had the kids watch it twice. So if you want to do that, great, that's fine. But what you're going to do is you're going to go to back to the absent work thing, and it's right here. It says click for video, and you're just going to click on it, open it up, and you'll click on movie, and then you will just hit play. And I want you to watch it once. If you just want to watch it for just like a first draft watch, you can do that. But then after the second time you watch it, I want you to make sure that you go back to your paper and fill this in. Okay, so then once you are done filling this in, you're going to make sure that I can see both of these things that you guys wrote on today, and you're going to take a picture of those things and send it to me in an email so I can put that in the grade book. If I do not get those, I am going to put it in as missing, so just FYI. Okay, so yes, again, I just want you to watch that video twice, fill it in with this little box and chart that we're looking out for character setting, conflict, and theme. When you're done, take a picture of it and send it to me. Otherwise, just make sure that you also read for about 25 to 30 minutes today. All right, that's all I got for you.